Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today? So I got like interrupted mid-sentence because I was thinking that's a really weird way I said Fawnhallow. No, not Fawnhallow. I don't even know what word I said. Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Was it dear darling? I don't know. I had like I was just thinking to myself, so I said that in a really weird way. But anyway, that's not the point. Yeah, well, what are we going to talk about today? Great question. Don't have an answer, but good question nonetheless. We'll turn it over my head or think about it. But hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow at 6:11 p.m. on Wednesday, January 8th, 2025. Skateboard toothbrush is what I just got in Neopets. We have a guest. Is that what you said? I kind of missed what you're saying. Sorry, I was doing Neopet dailies. Sorry, Isabel. Checking my responsibilities as the student. I'm not a mayor, but what's it called? What's our role called in this place? I forget. Oh, I need to choose my Neopets allegiance. Hold on, we got to go to the Neoport. Am I okay? I can't speak. I need to go to the Neopet Discord server. Let's go to the Obelisk War. What are people joining? View the message. Show results. The sway. By a huge amount. Okay. We're joining the sway. The sway is my favourite ones. Obelisk group anyway. I like this dark like cabal thing they have going on. And plus their leader's an absolute girl boss. So what can I say? Yeah, I forgot what I was saying, sorry. Probably nothing of actual value, so don't even sweat it. The skateboard thing actually did make me think about the fact about flossing and stuff recently. I was having a conversation with my friends during the pub quiz, and I can't remember how it came up. We were talking about the dentist and being like, oh yeah, the dentist always says, you gotta floss more, that sort of thing. Says it to everyone, and I was like, my dentist doesn't actually say that to me, probably because I do actually floss every day. She says, keep up the good flossing work, and I'm like, thanks. I won't say, but I haven't had that dentist in my entire life, as opposed to one of my friends who apparently has. But like, I've had different dentists throughout my life, and definitely most of them like have said you need to floss more or something along that ilk. I remember one of them as well. Like when I first changed to this dentist, a new dentist, she was I was gonna say she was bad. She's not bad. I feel like she didn't give me a great first impression. I can't remember why or what happened, or maybe I was just being a moody teenager. Honestly, who knows? But I remember just being like and being like, I don't, I didn't think I liked her as much as I liked the previous dentist I had or whatever. I remember she was just like, you need to like change how you brush your teeth. I think maybe she was like overly critical. Maybe I was too sensitive or whatever as a teen. I honestly don't remember. Anyway, I mean, it's a good ending because eventually like I came around to it and being like, yeah, I should do these things. I guess I came to my senses. Literally after the first checkup, and then most of the rest of the checkups are fine, just being like, oh yeah, make sure to floss, and I'd be like, haha, yeah, and I don't do it. But that was teenage me. Like, when did I start flossing all the time? I'm not sure. It probably was around university time. It is my guess. I can't say for certain because I honestly don't remember. But yeah, anyway, I don't have that dentist anymore. She honestly was a good dentist. I just feel like, we got off her wrong foot as things happen sometimes. Probably because of my fault. I'm not going to blame her for it. She's just doing her job, to be honest. She probably doesn't even remember who I am, and I don't honestly remember her name. So I guess that goes well both of us. We're here. We know why we're here. I'm here to get a dentist checkup. She's here to check my teeth. Does it need to be any more complicated? Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I was saying to my friends, being like, the dentist I have right now, she doesn't tell me that I need to floss more. She just says, keep up with good floss. I can tell you're flossing. Keep up with good flossing work. Sometimes she'll just be like, oh yeah, make sure that when you floss, just be careful at like maybe at like this particular corner or something, or you need to take extra care over this part. I can see there's a little bit of build up over there, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll take it into account, and I'll forget about it in about 3 months time. But for that, like 1 month afterwards, I'll take extra care. You know me, I'll take extra care over that little area. And honestly, flossing I think makes a huge difference, because I like many other people when I was younger thought always just like, oh, what, I didn't actually dislike going to the dentist, but I always was like, I don't get what the point of a dentist is. They check my teeth and they just like stab my gums so much that they bleed all the time. What's up with that? I can tell you now, when I go to the dentist, my gums do not bleed at all. Turns out they were telling the truth that you should be flossing. because it is, what is it, gingivitis or something, due to plaque buildup in between the teeth, like in the harder to reach areas, which causes your gums to be more sensitive and causes them to bleed when they just like touch them. I always like, how does a dentist know I'm not flossing, and why does a dentist keep stabbing my gums to make them bleed? When really it's more like my dentist can tell I'm not flossing because they're just like touching the pressure of my gums, testing the pressure of my gums, and then my gums are bleeding like crazy or something. But nowadays they don't bleed because I do actually floss. And you might be like, do you have one of those water flossers? I don't have one of those water flossers. I use just regular old tooth floss. You know, bought like a multi-pack from Costco. You know, actually I went through that first multi-pack, and so this is the second multi-pack, different brand, because this is a different brand they had at this point. I think it's still Oral-B, but it's like a different, like, I don't remember the subcategories of dental floss. But yeah, I just use regular dental floss. Does it take time? Yeah, it doesn't take that much time. Like now I'm like pretty proficient with it. Like I can get it, you know, all well and done. Like it only probably takes like a few minutes, to be honest, a couple minutes maybe. Really, it's just about getting in between the teeth, to be honest, right? Because it's not like your toothbrush can really reach that. It's like nothing can really reach that, and that's where things can build up. And just having something, I suppose, scrape along. And I'm not a dentist, so I'm not exactly sure how necessarily it works, but it's something like that. Allows you to actually sort of like clear that up and, you know, prevent the plaque build up, prevent the gingivitis, which causes your teeth to bleed. So yeah, you know, believe it or not, listen to the medical professionals. That's how they know what they're talking about. Which, you know, you probably sit there being like, yeah, duh, obviously. And I know part of me as a teenager thought that as well, being like, the dentist is probably right. The dentist is right. You know, why do I think I'm better than a dentist? I don't. It's just laziness. It's just laziness. What more can I say? Just sort of being like, you know, flossing is so much effort. Why would I want to floss? But then it's like, you know, it's actually like a good idea too. So, do it. And like teeth is one of those. It's like, what was it, teeth, eyes, and liver? I can't remember. There's like 3 things which people always say, being like, yeah, I wish I took better care of this when I was younger. And I think teeth is definitely one of them. So, you know, if that's not a motivation, then who knows what it is. Yeah, I forgot what else I was going to say about it, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, flossing is... I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, it's just like... you know, a breeze is a wrong word, but it's like, you just do it and it's immediately done. That's not how it works. You know, flossing takes time to do. And I'm not just talking about with dance moves, but sorry, it's awful joke. But yeah, what I was gonna say is that it's remarkable. It's definitely a sort of thing where I think back in retrospect and being like, wow, I can't believe how wrong a younger me is or was about this sort of thing in the first place, you know. I mean, I think that's probably not all too unusual for teenagers, you know, myself included. There's certainly someone who did academically quite well and probably, you know, way misjudged my own ability for my own proficiency in other means, I would say. Like, nowadays I like to think of myself as a bit more grounded, but it's just, you know, the hubris of a teenager. And if you are a teenager, I don't mean this as any offense, you know, we all go for it, to be honest. It's just kind of amusing. But yes, anyway, I was saying that, yeah, my dentist doesn't tell me to floss more. They just say keep up the good work flossing, to be honest. And I will say flossing was definitely one of the things where, like, when I started doing it, I was basically just doing it out of pure diligence rather than, like, much motivation. It wasn't like, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, flossing is super, super fun. Oh yeah, I forgot we're also clearing out our furniture. We should continue doing that. Oh, we should also see who our guest is today. I bet it's Willow. That's my guess. I feel like I always guess Willow because Willow is the first random villager I think of for no apparent reason. But yes, it was. So I realise I'm speaking at 100 miles per hour once again. Slow my roll. There's not like a time limit I need to get all these words out. Oh, it's Mo, right? I think this is the first time we've seen you as a guest. I don't even think We might have seen you on Happy in Paradise, I'm not sure. But yeah, slow my roll. I don't need to speak at 1,000,000 miles per hour. Gotta remember that. But yes, flossing definitely was a pain. Well, okay, it wasn't like a physical pain, like it didn't hurt when I first started out. Okay, maybe it did hurt when I first started out because your gums are kind of like sensitive. So definitely I did it and I was like, oh, my gums are bleeding everywhere, what's going on? But mainly it hurt my fingers more than anything because it's kind of hard to get like the exact sort of acrobatics is a wrong word, but sort of angles you need, especially when, and you're also like tooth floss is by its nature a rather thin thread in the first place, right? And you're winding it around your finger and it's just sort of like, oh, this is a little bit painful being able to just like have it coiled so tightly around the finger and then, you know, press it up into something like apply pressure or whatever. It kind of feels like it's a bit brutal way to describe it. I was going to say like garroting your finger or something, but that's very clearly not exactly what I mean. But it's like weirdly painful, I suppose, like having the floss around your finger and sort of like pushing it up in between your teeth. Sounds really strange when I describe it like that as well, to be honest. Where are all our duplicates? We must have cleared out a lot of stuff, to be honest. We cleared out like 400 items looking at the list over there. Yeah, it definitely is like surprisingly difficult and surprisingly painful, you know. People always say how flossing, the hard part is the fact that it just takes time, it takes effort. Who can be bothered to do something like that? But you know, it does put a bit of a strain on your fingers sometimes, which you should be a little bit careful about. I mean, it's probably like it doesn't actually like cause any lasting damage or anything, but while you do so, there's definitely like some marks left over, you know, on your skin or whatever from when you hold something down or whenever you like lean against something for too long. We probably don't need 3 of Jack's robes, that's probably a bit excessive. So I don't blame people for not flossing. It's definitely one of the more tedious things. Like, definitely if you had to make a choice between brushing your teeth or flossing, definitely just like brush your teeth, because that's, I would assume it's more important. Like if you went to a dentist being like, you have to choose, I'm only going to do one, they'd probably be like, I assume they'd probably be like, brush your teeth. But there's a lot of misconceptions about teeth brushing, I feel like, which are perpetuated by media, which I'm sure dentists, you know, maybe you're out there screaming at the movie screen, but like, what improper dental care technique or something. The main one I always think about, there's two of them I always think about. One is brushing after you eat food. You're not meant to do that. You either are meant to wait like an hour or so, because that's when your teeth are most sensitive after you've eaten food because of the acids on the food, or you're meant to ideally brush before you eat, because brushing your teeth is often misconstrued as cleaning your teeth, as if you're like cleaning all the dirt off. So it makes sense if you think of it from that perspective, that you're like, oh, you're actually cleaning all the dirt that you've gotten from eating. But what it actually is basically, it should be thought of as protecting your teeth. Brushing your teeth, like, it doesn't, I don't think it adds like literally a protective layer, but it's something like, that's the way to think about it. It's protecting your teeth, so when you go eat, like, it's less corroded by the acids or something like that. And the other one is also like the saw-like action that people have when they brush their teeth. Like, you see it in the movie screens, they get the toothbrush in their mouth and go like really sort of like aggressively back and forth, when really you should be a lot more gentler with your teeth. Like the one that my dentist always said was like, you should just be like drawing like soft circles on your teeth and like pushing softly downwards and outwards from your gum, or like twisting your toothbrush. That's, I suppose, another way of like drawing circles, quite. And that certainly like sort of opened up my eyes when I first heard about it, because it can lead to a lot of like gum erosion or something. Like, it makes your gum, it doesn't make your gum, you like wear down your gums if you don't do that. And that's apparently like what the numbers the dentists say are when they like check each of your teeth, and they go like 4, 4, 3, 4 or whatever like that. I can't remember which one's good and which one's bad, to be honest. It's been a while since I last went to a dentist. I do think I have a dental checkup coming up in like February or something, but I can't remember when exactly. That's right, it's in my calendar, don't worry. That's like the numbers the dentists say to their assistant when they're checking your gums. They're checking like how much of your gum is eroded away or something like that. So yeah, You should be gentle with your teeth and gums. You know, they're sensitive and delicate. No need to be overly aggressive. It's also why electrical toothbrushes are so good, because they do that circle motion for you. You don't have to like aggressively brush with your electric toothbrush. You just literally just hold it there and it brushes for you, provided it's a decent one, I assume. Again, not a dentist, also not sponsored, by the way. If Oral-B want to come out there, Colgate, you want to sponsor me, by all means. I'll promote healthy dental hygiene. Plus, it seems like a much better, imagine that as like a YouTube sponsor. You know, don't need to have like games or anything like that, or, you know, other sort of like, I don't know, electronic services. Just instead, boom, dental hygiene and healthcare. That's what I want. If I ever get to a point where I get sponsorships, I'm like, hey, Colgate or whatever, sponsor me. People who promote healthy living in that extent. Yar. Yar, 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 yar. Yeah, I remember also asking, I feel like I've had this conversation before, but I don't know, tooth flossing, I'm all for tooth flossing. I also remember asking my dentist, does it matter if I floss before or after I brush my teeth? And she was like, I actually don't know the answer to that one. And I don't think it matters, is the answer I believe she gave me. So I don't know, I always start out by flossing my teeth, get it done, out of the way. Also, flossing your teeth can sometimes make your teeth feel a bit weird. I will say, the feeling of having like fresh teeth, like minty, fresh breath, I suppose after brushing your teeth, is great. The feeling after flossing does not always feel great, in my opinion. Not that like it feels stale or anything, it's just like, I don't know, there's a... grimy is not the right word. Wow, we have a lot of these headbands. But it definitely does feel a bit strange, I suppose, if anything, compared to, you know, finishing off or brushing your teeth. So that's why I always floss first and brush my teeth afterwards. Is this really what the conversations have devolved into in Animal Crossing? This is when I brush my teeth. This is when I floss. I say it's important. Dental hygiene should not be understated, in my opinion. So... I'm doing this all with 9 out of 10 dentists out there, which approve. Why did adverts always say that, you know? 9 out of 10 dentists approve. Which dentists don't approve? And why don't they approve? Maybe that's me focusing too much on, like, it's like kind of seeing something with like 4.8 stars or something and being like, why do people give it 1 stars? Which is important, to be fair. But sometimes you look at them and then the reviews are just absolutely insane, just being like, ordered this and it was not what I wanted, so 1 star, and it was like, why did you order this thing then? Well, depending, you know, sometimes there are like, you know, valid cases for it, right? You know, you ordered something and it was just misleading, but you'd be like, I ordered it, you know, you're like looking at a coat and you order it and you look at it and you'd be like, I ordered it in extra small and it was too small. Normally I'm like a medium or something. I'm like, why did you order it in that size then? I don't know. It's confusing, it's odd, it's strange. It's bizarre, shall we say. And I don't mean the hit new game which Northern Lion is playing and I am not watching. Not like out of spite or anything, I just haven't been watching it. No, I didn't mean to redeem my Nook miles. Absolute buffoon I am. So yeah, I don't know, tooth flossing. If you find that your gums are bleeding a lot and you think it's because of a dentist, it's you should start flossing. If at all possible. Very convenient. You can also get those like tooth floss picks, which I tried before, but honestly I just prefer regular tooth floss at this point. Somehow it feels easier in my mind. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to round this episode off here, and then I'm going to truly find out if I've spoken about tooth flossing before. But for now, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.